Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Aulia Hanifa. I'm an English education student in UIN Syarif Hidayatullah, Jakarta. So, in this video, I want to tell you about this inspiring book I have read. But first, let me start with a simple question. Have you ever wondered how language teacher actually learn to become a good teacher? Some of us might ever thought about this, but some will be like, because they're a teacher, they have to be good, right? Well, many people think that teaching only means explaining grammar, giving exercise, and correcting mistakes. But teaching a language is much more than that. So, in this video, I will introduce you all to a very interesting book titled Second Language Teacher Education, a Social Cultural Perspective, that written by Karen E. Johnson. Yeah, so this book explains how language teachers learn, grow, and develop through social interaction, experience, and a real classroom practice. So if you are a future English teacher or someone who is interested in language learning, this book might completely change the way you think about teaching. So, what is this book about? Well, the main goal of this book is to explain how language teachers learn to teach using a social cultural perspective. This perspective shows that learning to teach does not happen alone. Instead, it happens through an interaction with students, colleagues, mentor, and teaching experience. The target readers of this book, of course, a future language teacher, teacher educators, researchers in language education, and also students studying TESOL or applied linguistics. And the main themes discussed in this book, including teachers' learning and professional development, the role of social interaction in teacher education, classroom experience as a learning process, and reflection as an important tool for teachers' growth. In short, this book argues that teachers develop their knowledge not only from theory, but also from practice and collaborations. Now, let's talk about some strengths of this book. Well, the first strength is that the book offers a new perspective on how teachers learn. Many traditional approaches focus only on method and techniques. However, this book explains that teaching knowledge develops through social interaction and real experience. For example, the book explains how teachers improve when they discuss classroom problems with colleagues, reflect on their teaching, and learn from the students' response. This idea is important because it shows that becoming a good teacher is a continuous learning process. It's not a one-night process. You have to learn from time by time, right? So the second strength is this book has a clear connection between theory and classroom practice. The author of this book does not only explain theories. Karen also provides example of teacher learning in real education context. For instance, the book describes how teachers develop their personal identity through teaching experience, mentoring relationship, and reflective practice. Because of this example, readers can easily imagine how the concept work in real classroom. Okay, the third strength is that this book is very relevant for future language teacher. Many students in teacher education programs often ask, how can I become a better teacher? How can I become a better teacher? Right. So this book gives a clear answer. Teachers grow through experience, reflections, and collaborations with others. For students that are preparing to become an English teacher, this book helps us to understand that teaching is not only about the knowledge, it's also about social cultural interaction and professional growth. Well, even though this book is very valuable, this book also has some limitations. For example, first, some parts of the book use academic language that can be difficult for beginners. Readers who are new to linguistic or teacher education might need more time to fully understand the concept. For example, the explanation of socio-cultural theory sometimes includes technical terms that require careful reading, so it might take time to understand. The second weakness is that the book focuses more on theoretical discussion than practical teaching activities. Unlike teaching manuals that provide step-by-step classroom activities, this book mainly explains the concept and perspectives. So teachers who are looking for ready-to-use classroom exercise may need additional resources. And also the third limitation is that readers may need some background knowledge about language teaching or education. For students who are completely new to this field, some idea in this book might feel a bit complex at first. However, with patience and careful reading, the ideas become clearer and very delightful. So, yes. Now, the big question is, why should we read this book? Right? Why? First, this book helps us see teaching from a deeper perspective. Teaching is not only about delivering information. It is about building relationships, learning from experience, and growing as a professional. Second, this book reminds us that teachers are also learners. Yes, even the most experienced teacher continue learning through reflection and collaborations. Third, this book is very helpful for the future English teachers. If you plan to teach English one day, this book will help you understand that teaching is a dynamic and evolving process. And finally, this book encourages us to become reflective teacher. Reflective teacher constantly asks questions like, what worked well in my class today? What can I improve next time? What can I improve next time? And how can I support my student better? How can I be better? This question helps teachers become more effective and more thoughtful in their practice. So if you want to understand how teachers really learn to teach, this book is definitely worth to read. Yes. So, well, to include Second Language Teacher Education, a Socio-Cultural Perspective by Karen E. Johnson, offers an important insight into the world of language teacher education. It shows that becoming a teacher is not only about mastering knowledge, but also about learning through experience, interactions, and reflections. For students, future teachers, and anyone interested in language education, this book provides valuable ideas that can change the way we understand teaching and learning. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope this video inspired you to explore this book. Thank you!